summertime curriculum picks for next year. This is one of my favorite things to watch other people talk about. This is what I watch all the time to get ideas for where I want to take my kids in the future. So these are the picks for my 7th graders' independent subjects. This does not include any of our group work that we will be doing all together, that I'm still kind of trying to nail down exactly what I'm doing. But let me tell you what I have chosen to go with for my 7th grader this year. So for math, for anyone who has watched anything the last couple of years on my channel, you will know that we are a Saxon family. I can't say that my kids love Saxon. I'm not totally sure. I think there's very few kids out there who would actually say they really love Saxon, but I love Saxon because I see all of my kids growing and thriving in it and getting better and better and continuing to improve. So despite the fact that, like some say, it's a boring black and white curriculum, we definitely stick with it in our family and make it work. So for this upcoming year, my 7th grader will be starting the year in the level 7-6. So this level is meant for advanced 6th graders, kind of average to lower end of 7th graders. He started this last year. He is almost halfway through, not quite. And after the summer, we will probably have to do a little bit of catch up. I'm trying to keep him doing a little during the summer, but we just had a beach trip, and he's going to camp this week, where he's definitely not going to do anything because he won't be with me. And then the week after that, I actually have to go be a leader at a girls camp, and I will be gone for a week, so I can maybe give him something to do the first day, but I don't expect that he will get very much done. So we will probably have to pause a little at the beginning, do some review, and then jump in. So I expect us to finish this after the halfway point of the year. I don't expect to really finish this. We've had to slow down, take it a little slower. It's getting a little advanced for him. He is not, math is not his favorite. He struggles a little with math. So I expect that we will not get this done till February-ish. I will be pleasantly surprised if we get done earlier than that. We will then move on to Saxon 8-7, which is where we will spend the rest of his middle school time. So he will start that up in the 7th grade year and then finish it at the end of his 8th grade year is the ultimate goal. But for now, this is where we will be starting. The only big difference his math is going to see this year is we are going to sign him up to work with Nicole the math lady and to do her online lessons. I saw a big change. We did her free trial, and he really likes being able to input his answers into the computer and see immediate feedback as to what he gets right and wrong, and then go back and try and fix them instead of just moving on and not really caring if he got it right or not, which is kind of what he does now. So that for me is the biggest thing. Plus it will take something off my plate because she will teach the lessons. He seemed to really enjoy her and got a lot out of it when he was working with her. So that's really the only difference. I'm going to do, next we're going to do language arts. And language arts is a little bit of a hodgepodge, as it is with most people. So simple and easy, he will be moving on to handwriting level 3 with the good and the beautiful. I know a lot of people do not worry about handwriting at this age, but we got started a little late. We did not start homeschooling until 5th grade, and he had never learned cursive, and I really would like for him to learn it. He is, because I'm getting him so late, I don't think he's ever going to have incredibly neat, beautiful handwriting. Hold on. Sorry, our air conditioner doesn't work, and we have a window unit right here that just clicked on, so I needed to turn that off for a sec. Anyways, he's never going to have beautiful handwriting. I got him too late, and his handwriting was horrid when I got him. My hope is just to make it legible, and to teach him cursive so that he can read cursive. When he is focused, his cursive is actually already pretty nice, but most of the time he doesn't. When he has to write it out in a sentence, so far that has not really translated. So I'm hoping as we continue it will. So my plan is to continue. There are 7 levels of the Good and the Beautiful. So my plan is that we will continue this up through 9th grade, because that's when he will finish level 7. So he will be in level 5 this year. Then when we did his standardized testing this year, because this was a year that we were required to in our state, one of the things that he scored the lowest on, and it wasn't super low, but it was kind of the lowest out of like across the spectrum, I guess, was his spelling. And I kind of knew that going in. He's not a great speller. So he will be doing spelling in his actual language arts program that I'll talk about in a second, but I'm going to add in a little bit of extra spelling. So we're going to try out the Evan Moore Building Spelling Skills. Since he's been with me, he hasn't done any traditional spelling where he's been given a list of words that he works on for a week and then tested at the end of the week. So my plan is for him to do 1 page of this every day and to just work through it. And if he forgets things, then we will add those in and work on those separately. But I'm going to see if this can help his spelling just a little bit. And we're going with grade 6 because that's the highest grade I could find. I looked at both grade 5 and grade 6. Grade 5 looked like stuff that I felt like he knows for the most part, but this one started out with words that I feel like he already is going to be struggling with. So we're going to give this a shot. For his language arts, we are continuing with the Good and the Beautiful. He will be in level 6. He is finishing up level 5 over the summer. He might have a couple lessons left to do at the beginning of the school year, but he will be in level 6. Let's see. I'm excited about this level. I know they're coming out with a new level soon, or a new, like, they're revising it, they're redoing all their levels, and they're coming out with this one sometime this year, and I will probably see it and want to get it, so I probably will try not to watch the flip through right now. But I've heard a lot of really good things about this level. A lot of people seem to really like this level, and it looks really beautiful, you know, true to form. So again, for anyone who has not studied or looked into the Good and the Beautiful, they do incorporate grammar, writing, spelling, reading, art, and geography. Now, I already said I'm doing the spelling with Evan Moore. We are still doing the spelling in here. I really have enjoyed the spelling that they do in level 5 and continue in level 6. It is where they give them dictation sentences and they are focusing on grammar concepts along with spelling, and they're told ahead of time kind of the spelling rules that they're to focus on, any kind of homophones or commonly confused words to be focusing on during that time period. And so I really liked that because I feel like it incorporates everything really well. So the Evan Moore is just to add some extra on top. He is still going to be doing the spelling with level 6. He is, let's see, I don't know what the geography covers in this. Let me see if it says. But the art goes back in level 4. He started pastels. In level 5 he did watercolors. This goes back to pastels, and so I'm really excited about that because we had a lot of fun doing pastels, and I generally try to do the art with him because I'm not very artistic myself, and I have really enjoyed growing that in myself as well. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. He's also going to be, let's see, the geography is going to be Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Thailand, Scotland, United Kingdom, and New England is the area of the United States, along with a lot of geography terms. So I'm excited about that. With that does come a reader that he will be, I'm not actually sure if he's assigned to read this at certain times, or like in level 5 they had a reader and they were never assigned to read it, and finally I looked it up and realized that it was to be used like as their extra reading if they wanted, which he did have some stories on there he really liked, so he did read them. So I don't know if he's going to be reading this like it's going to be assigned and it correlates with the book, or if it's just extra reading. We'll find out. I haven't looked that far. I do know that he will be assigned to read Little Lord Fauntleroy. And this looks, I mean, yeah, this looks pretty easy for him. He's a fairly advanced reader. So these are the 2 readers he will do with it. And I did get the answer key because I have used that a lot in level 5. And this was, I hate looking online for it. So it was worth it for me to get it this time, since I had to order the whole thing, because at that time level 6 was not free. Now level 6 is free, and if it had been free then, I would not have ordered the course book. Actually, no, I would have only ordered the course book. I would probably not have ordered these, but it is what it is. It wasn't that bad. But even though he's got these 2 readers to go with it, the one thing that I feel like with him as being an advanced reader that he needs more work in is in reading and literature. Pretty much every year it's just told him to go read for 20 minutes or 30 minutes afterwards, which is great. I've had him do a couple book studies. I wanted to take a little farther. So this year, so that's going to be our grammar and writing and spelling and geography. We're doing other geography and art component to things, but we are also going to be doing Easy Peasy's readers. So it comes with 2 books, and they're pretty thick. And these are the readers that he is going to do. So Easy Peasy does not get talked about very much, so I'm going to go over it really quick. So in here it has all the books that he's going to read, and some of them he will read the whole book, some of them he will only read excerpts from the book, and he has different things he's going to be doing. So he'll start with poetry selections, and with those he will work on some vocabulary, and some poetic devices. So he'll work on some poetry. He'll read some selections from the Jungle Book. He's going to learn about satire and political cartoons for a very short time. He's going to read the entirety of Gulliver's Travels is in here. And during that time he'll have questions to answer. Let me find an example really quick. Okay, well, after Gulliver's Travels, he'll do some work finding the main idea. Like, he'll be given like little excerpts, and he'll have to find the main idea of the paragraph. Then he's going to read Penrod, and so for an example of that, he's going to work on some vocabulary with it. He's going to have to do some narration, tell me back what he reads in the chapter for the day. At the end of the things, he will write summaries and small book reports. He will also read Black Beauty. And then in the second half of the year, he will finish Black Beauty. He will read The Time Shop, Jack and Jill, a collection of short stories, and a book called The Fairyland of Science, which is a non-fiction book. So today he will read, so for example, in The Fairyland of Science, which is the last thing he'll do, he will read part of the chapter, and then he'll choose a topic from the reading and write about, write a topic sentence or main idea for that topic. So just learning to pull out main ideas, learning to pull out, looking through it, I've seen it pulling out, the themes or the feel of the story, and just a lot of vocabulary, and just diving a little deeper into the stories than to just simply read them. So I liked this. I let him choose between, this is These are the 6th. This is level 6. I let him choose between level 6 and level 7. I told him what the stories were that he would be reading, and I let him choose which one he wanted, and this is the one he wanted for this year. So if we like this, we'll move to the next one. If not, then that's fine. This year, for the first time, he is going to be doing science on his own now that he is older. So we are going with Apologia's Exploring Creation with General Science. Now, this is the first edition. They are currently on their 3rd edition, so this is definitely an older version. But I got this at a consignment sale for incredibly cheap. I couldn't turn it down. It's still a good book. There are still online courses, current online courses that use this book instead of the 3rd one, because they know a lot of people have this one, and it's still a good book. So he will be doing this on his own. We will be meeting hopefully on Fridays with his cousin to do the experiments with his cousin. And so I will be helping him learn how to read a textbook and pull out the ideas. So he'll be doing some of it with me and some of it on his own, starting the year off a lot with me, moving to where he's doing it more on his own by the end of the year, hopefully. Along with that, I have the My Father's World daily lesson plans to tell us what he should be doing each day to stay on track. Now this is for a 5-day-a-week, I believe. Maybe. Actually no, this is a 4-day-a-week. So this is perfect, and then leaves our Fridays free for just the experiments, which is perfect. And then I also have the tests that go with it. I know a lot of people do not, so this is solutions to the study guide, and then it gives us the test. I know there's a lot of people that don't test. I think personally it's important to test, not because I don't know where they are, but because it's important for my kids to learn how to take tests. I know that personally for myself, if I had gone in to take tests and I had never taken a test before, my anxiety level would be through the roof, and that would make it really difficult for me to do well on the test. Now, my 7th grader, he would probably do fine. He doesn't really get any sort of anxiety, but my 4th grader is a perfectionist, and he would really struggle with not knowing how to take a test. So I think it's important to learn how to take a test, how to sit down, put the things in front of you, how to work through different test strategies. So that's why I use the test. At first, my kids felt, nervous about tests, but now it's just something they do. They know they're not going. They do shoot. Bleh. That was not good. They do shoot for a certain grade that they like, that makes them feel good. But they also know that if they get it wrong, we've talked about that that's just a way to tell me what they need to work on. So we will be using the tests, and I do think that's important in our homeschool. That's just how I've chosen to do it. And lastly, we come to electives, and I don't have anything to show you, but his independent electives this year, he will continue with American Sign Language through Life Print. Last year we did it fairly consistently, but we did it very slowly. This year we're going to pick up the pace and hopefully finish. We only got through lesson 8, and there are 32 lessons. So the hope is that we will pick up the pace on that a little bit and figure out how to do it at a faster pace, and hopefully he'll get through that. Then he will also be doing, animation. He wanted to do animation. So he really is into wanting to code and whatnot. I do not know how to teach that, but I did see that Khan Academy has an animation program, and so I'm going to allow him to try that. I believe it's for high school students, and I don't even know if we have the right software, so this summer I'm going to be looking into that, and hopefully that's something that we can make happen for him, because he's really excited about that. So those are his 2 electives. So just recapping his independent subjects, we've got Saxon Math, we've got The Good and the Beautiful for most of his language arts, Evan Moore spelling, Easy Peasy for reading, Apologia for science, Khan Academy for animation, and Life Print for American Sign Language. I would love to hear what you are doing with your 7th graders as their independent subjects. Put it down below. I know I'm always reading the comments so that I can get more ideas for myself, because sometimes the person talking will say something that I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then someone will either comment about what they like have used, or they will comment something else they've used, which causes me to research that. So please don't be afraid to comment. Also, if you want some sort of flip through of any of this, I've actually never done a flip through, but I would be happy to show you any of this that you wanted to see maybe a little bit more in depth. So just let me know. Good luck with your curriculum planning, your planning for next year, and I hope you guys have a fantastic summer.